we get older and into menopause, how do our bodies change? And what foods and supplements can we use to support that change? So the primary change as we get toward menopause is that our ovarian function is going to radically change. We're going to eventually stop completely making estrogen, and we're going to stop making progesterone. As those hormones are declining and the ratios between them are changing, we start to notice some of the more obvious signs of pre or perimenopause and menopause itself. And that is the unpredictable nature of our menstrual cycle. We're gonna start skipping, and eventually we're not gonna have a period for an entire 12 months. That's when we know that we've officially entered into menopause. This is also responsible for a lot of the symptoms that we have. Hot flashes, vaginal dryness, changes in our mood, sleep disturbance, maybe some brain fog or cognitive changes. But what can we do about these things? And what are the other things that maybe we don't talk about quite as much? So here are some other things that you may experience: weight gain, hair loss, joint aches, fatigue, and we're gonna start to experience changes in our risk factors for longer term health consequences. These are things like heart disease, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, bone loss or osteoporosis, and even dementia or Alzheimer's. I'm not even gonna get into cancer. A lot of these changes are scary, right? I mean, who wants any of these things? None of us. So is there something we can do? And the answer is yes, there are lots of things we can do. I think the primary solution is always gonna be lifestyle. And I wanna talk to you about how we eat. How can we eat to support this change? One of the most important things that I want you to think about doing is increasing your protein intake. Really, really important. Why is that? Because we're losing lean body mass, we're losing muscle. And in order to gain that muscle back and stay strong and to exercise more, and I talk a lot about specifics in the book on this, you're gonna have to consume more protein. And I'm talking about high quality protein. If you don't eat animals, that's okay. There's ways to get protein that are plant-based, but protein, protein, protein. That's number one. Number two, you still have to get fat intake. Your body isn't gonna work without fat, okay? Your brain isn't gonna work, and hormone production is reliant on a constant source of fat. But we wanna stay in the healthy fats, in the quote good fats. What are those fats? Those that come from seeds, nuts, avocados, other plant-based oils, olive oil, and also from some of the wonderful fatty fish like salmon. Super important to make sure you're staying on top of that for a lot of reasons that I've mentioned, but also in order to decrease inflammation in the body, and we'll talk about that in a moment. The next thing I really wanna make sure you understand is carbs are not evil. You've got to get carbohydrates into your body. The issue is the quality of the carbohydrate that you're getting. You want to get complex carbohydrates, and you want to make sure you're always getting carbohydrates. These are fruits and vegetables, guys, that have fiber in them. That fiber is gonna help you bring in the sugars that you need for your body to work, but also to decrease that huge spike in blood sugar that really is not good for us, okay? So again, your body's gonna convert carbohydrates into sugar to use for the work of your cells, but we want the higher quality that are gonna be used and not stored as fat only. So that kind of brings me to diet. What's the best diet? Everybody's getting stuff in their inbox and on their feeds about this diet and that diet. It's really not about a specific diet. It's about what can you sustain. It's not about a fad diet. It's not about losing weight rapidly. It's about staying healthy for the long term. And that's gonna have to be determined based on your individual needs and what you actually can accomplish in your own environment, in your own life. It's about staying healthy. All right, so supplements. What are the supplements that are just sort of baseline, basic supplements that I really want all of you to think about bringing into your daily life? And again, they're gonna support this process of aging in a healthy way. We want you to be able to continue to be flexible, to be strong, and to decrease inflammation that will decrease the long-term risks that we all face as we age of all of these other scary diseases. So these are my top supplements. Fish oil, okay? If you don't consume animals, things like flax oils that will have omega-3 fatty acids are really, really important. Vitamin D. The amount of vitamin D that you take is going to be based on a blood test that you do. This is one of the areas that I do suggest you get blood work drawn on so that you know what your vitamin D level is. You want to have it really targeted at least 40 or 50, okay? Calcium. Everybody talks about calcium, but you know what? You really should only be taking calcium with magnesium. The two of them work together. They're best friends. And they do everything from help your heart move to have control over smooth muscle. They can help with alleviating slow digestion, constipation. They can help with alleviating things like restless legs. Magnesium is wonderful to relax at bedtime and to help get a more sound sleep. Those are my top supplements and the tips that I want you to take home that you can use today.